What you're looking at right now are two sides of a small copper tablet, artifacts labeled H241A and B that were excavated from the ancient Indus Valley civilization, one of humanity's earliest and most sophisticated urban cultures, flourishing roughly 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. The Indus script remains one of the great unsolved puzzles of archaeology. We have thousands of inscribed seals and tablets, but no Rosetta Stone, no bilingual key to crack the code. What researcher Srinivas Kalyanaraman has proposed is a method called rebus reading, where a picture of one thing sounds like the word for something else entirely. Think of it like an ancient visual pun. So on this tablet we see what appears to be a human figure and a turtle. Simple enough images. But through rebus, these pictures are actually encoding something far more practical. They're describing a metalworking workshop, specifically, a place where bell metal was coined or cast, complete with a fireplace trench for smelting. Today we're going to walk through exactly how that decoding works, step by step. Now let's get into the mechanics of how this actually works, because it's genuinely fascinating once you see it. The Indus script uses what scholars call sign numbers, cataloged symbols researchers have identified across thousands of artifacts. We're looking at three key signs here. Sign 25 shows a human figure. In the ancient languages of South Asia, think early Dravidian and Indo-Aryan roots, the word for body was med. Now here's the rebus magic. Med also means iron. Same sound, completely different meaning. So the figure of a body is secretly telling you, iron. Sign 86 shows a stick. The word kathi means stick or wood, but kati means a fireplace trench, specifically the kind of long ditch-shaped furnace used for large-scale smelting. The stick image phonetically points you to the furnace. Sign 97 is a small notch, a jag or indentation on the edge of a craftsman's tool. The word khanda means a notch or jagged edge, and its rebus equivalent, khanda, means craft implements the tools and instruments of a skilled trade. Put it all together, iron plus fireplace trench plus craft implements. You're not looking at a stick figure and a doodle. You're looking at a workshop specification. An ancient smith is literally stamping his trade credentials onto a copper tablet. And then there's the turtle pictorial motif 69 in the Mahadevan Concordance, which is the standard reference catalog for Indus script signs. The word for turtle, kasa, or kamatha, sounds like kasa, bell metal, a bronze alloy, and kamata, meaning a casting workshop or portable furnace. The Konkani word kamatha still means workshop today, so the turtle is essentially a logo for a bell metal casting workshop. This slide takes us deeper into sign 25, the human figure, and shows us how ancient language communities encoded meaning in layers. The Marathi word kathi meant the frame or structure of the body, essentially your skeleton, your stature. It also meant a measuring rod. So the human figure hieroglyph carried this dual resonance, the shape of a person, the measure of a person. But layered on top of that is the rebus reading. Kati in Tamil means a trench of a fort, or, crucially, a fireplace in the form of a long ditch. Exactly the kind of large-scale industrial hearth you'd need for smelting metal on a commercial scale. The author also points to a Gujarati word, katera, which means the dross left in a furnace after smelting iron ore. This is a beautiful piece of linguistic archaeology, a word that survived millennia, still carrying the memory of ancient metallurgy inside it. What this slide is really showing us is that the Indus scribes were extraordinarily economical. Every sign was doing double or triple duty, visual, phonetic, and semantic all at once. The stick wasn't just reinforcing the image of a person. It was a phonetic clue steering you toward the word for fireplace. Think of it as ancient script writing, with the compression of a zip file. This final slide grounds us in the linguistics behind the turtle symbol, and it's a remarkable trail of evidence. The Sanskrit word kachapa, meaning turtle or tortoise, is one of the most well-traveled words in South Asian linguistic history. You can trace it through Pali, Prakrit, Sindhi, Punjabi, Bengali, Hindi, and Marathi, across centuries of recorded language. The dictionary entries right here show that lineage: Kachua in Hindi, Kasav in Marathi, Kasumabu in Sinhala. The turtle was a universally recognized image across the entire subcontinent, appearing in ancient texts, folk traditions, and everyday speech alike. But the key connection is kamata, the classical Sanskrit word for tortoise, which directly maps onto kamata, meaning a casting workshop. This isn't a coincidence or a stretch, it's a documented linguistic parallel showing that the same root word carried both meanings across related languages. So when an Indus Valley merchant or craftsman pressed a seal bearing a turtle, they weren't making a nature scene. They were saying, this came from a bell metal casting workshop. It was a maker's mark, a quality stamp, a professional credential, all wrapped in the image of a slow-moving reptile. The deeper takeaway here is that this research suggests the Indus script may not be a lost language in the conventional sense. It may be recoverable through the rebus method, connecting its signs to the rich linguistic heritage of South Asia that has never actually disappeared. The words are still alive. We just have to listen for the echoes.